Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone. Eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones. And you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long. Pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling. Squash a scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion. They see in double, they rushing.
Yo, and welcome back to the Texans Fan Battle Podcast. I'm one of your amazing trio, your host tonight, Matthew Briggs, and the other two amazing trio. I got my A1 since day one, Mr. Crenshaw. Say what's up to the folks.
What's up, everybody?
And then always I got our newest addition, the great legend of Twitter Spaces. I got Mr. VT. Say what's up to the folks.
What's up, Texans fan?
And guys, I am very excited to bring our very first special guest on today. He was with us when it first started, so it's a pleasure to bring him back. We got one of the Texans great. We got Mr. Amobi Okoye. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Glad to be back on.
Thank you for coming on, and thank you for supporting us. You know, we're a year strong, and you know we couldn't do it with help with guys like yourself. So we appreciate it, man. Greatly appreciate it.
No problem.
Well, guys, before we get into the game and such, we got some NFL news. First, I want to kind of talk about all the NFL booing. Y'all see all that?
Yeah,
Russell Wilson. There was another one.
Shit, they booed Dak. They started throwing
Dak.
trash at him and everything
right.
too. Yeah.
When he got hurt, he
got hurt. That was weird.
That's not.
They threw water bottles at him, didn't they?
They threw trash at him and everything, leaving out.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't hear about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm over as a player, seeing fans boo a player for getting hurt. How is that? I mean, what does that feel to you guys? How does it make you feel?
Well, more or less, I mean, it just depends on how you feel towards the team you play for. I mean, of course, if it's the opposing team, you care less. But if it's your own team, it's like, all right now.
Right. Time to look for a team elsewhere, huh? Not one.
Yeah, everybody wants to feel wanted, and when you don't feel wanted, you want to go elsewhere.
Yes. And speaking of Dak Prescott, some injury bugs hit some major players this week. Dak Prescott seems to be out for they say 2 months. Jerry Jones says 4 weeks, but I believe the doctors more than I do Jerry Jones, so we'll see how that goes.
Jones, huh?
Yeah. He said 4 weeks, but no. I kind of stopped listening to him.
He's the owner, general manager, athletic trainer, coach.
The team doctor. You name it.
He knows something.
Right. And then T.J. Watt is following his brother's footsteps. He is out for 6 to 8 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks.
I think it was 4 to 6.
Yeah, torn pec with the torn pec. Yeah.
That's a big loss right there.
A huge loss because he was having a great game. It looked like he was trying to put up another defensive player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the running back Mitchell. It looks like he's going to be out for at least 3 or 4 months with a sprained MCL.
Sonny Mitchell?
Eli Mitchell.
Eli
Mitchell, yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, I didn't hear about Sonny Mitchell. Okay.
Crenshaw, out of all those, who is the biggest hurt for that team, for any of those teams?
Oh, Dak Prescott. He the quarterback. Yeah. And so by him being hurt, it makes my trolling even better when I get on the Cowboy fans, So But that's a big loss. That's a big loss for them. I don't know what they're gonna do. They're gonna stick with Cooper or pick up Andy Dalton or something. But that's a huge loss. Because if you're a Cowboy fan, you can't be America's team (quotation marks) and not be good.
Andy Dalton's with the Saints, so they can't pick him up unless they want to
he is
trade
with the
for him.
Saints. Yeah, he is with the Saints. Oh yeah, he showed it back up. So
What is
Dak Prescott.
Rush? Cooper Rush?
Yeah, Cooper Rush. Yeah.
Yeah, I think an option for them, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but something they probably are considering is whether they're going to talk to San Francisco and say, hey, thought you wanted to get rid of Jimmy G, now's the time. So, I mean, is that a possibility? Perhaps, because I don't think Rush is going to take them anywhere. Jimmy G could get up in the playoffs. Rush can't. I don't know what he can do after that, but that's a possibility.
Well, I mean, if the doctors, Dr. Jones and all the doctors, if they're saying he's only going to be gone for 3 to 4 weeks, I don't think you panic and go try to get another quarterback. You just stick with Rush and wait till Dak gets back.
Yeah, I agree. You kind of see what the timeline is. If it's 4 weeks, then yeah, just kind of stick with the and hopefully he only loses 2 or 3 games. But yeah, I agree with you, Moby. What were you saying, V?
Yeah, so there's medical doctors right out there, right, that typically will talk about injuries. They'll either have videos or they'll tweet something. And what the medical professionals are saying that he's not coming back for at least 2 months. So will he be in the building? Will he start doing rehab and recovering sooner than that? Absolutely. But will he actually be ready to go play a game before 8 weeks? That seems unlikely. So I think when it's 8 weeks, I think perhaps you do look for that, unless you said this is not their year. This is finally not their year. So if you're making that determination, that's not their year, and they're just going to play it out, fine. But if they think that they need to do something and not have a wasted year, because they're still playing Zeke and all these other dudes, that they may have to. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because I don't think that Jerry Jones is just going to let it go. I think as soon as he loses 1 or 2 games and disastrously, I think that Jerry Jones will spend the world to get someone like Jimmy G.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. We got a couple comments. It says Jerry Jones is the new QB1 for Dallas. I mean, he's everything else, so I mean, why not? And then we got a lot of Yo family, Go team, and Yo. Thanks guys for watching us. So moving on, one of our biggest thing, one of our funnest things we like to do last season, kind of couldn't do it this off season because no games, obviously. So we got the most impressive teams. Amobi, you're our guest this weekend. What was the most impressive team that you saw?
I would have to go with the first game with the Buffalo, the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
They came out like really about business and really. I mean, some people might call it the Super Bowl hangover from both of the teams that went to the Super Bowl, but you would expect. I don't know. When the Bucks won it and came back and played that first game against the Dallas last year, they didn't look like both the teams that went to the Super Bowl this year looked. So we can't blame it on Super Bowl. I mean, it is Tom Brady, but
right.
Yeah. I guess they had the whole Super Bowl hangover because I really didn't expect Cincinnati or the Rams to play the way they played this week 1.
I'll tell you, Josh Allen did his best impersonation of Derrick Henry with that stiff arm. I was like, "Ooh, boy can run!" I'll tell you. Kershaw, what about you, brother? What's the most impressive?
Most impressive, man, got to be Seattle Seahawks, man.
Oh,
it got to be,
okay.
it got to be them. No one thought they was going to win. Eugene Geno Smith. I don't know who that was back there because he was balling. So I got to go with Seattle, man. They played a hell of a game. Defense played good. The crowd's always in the game. There was a lot of Bronco fans out there, but it was a good game. So I'm about to go with Seattle.
But if you think about it, that game and the Texans game, if the kickers would have done their jobs, it would have been different,
Yeah.
different outcomes.
And the Titans game too.
Right.
Yeah. Old fat Randy. Yeah, I tell you.
Randy Bullock.
Yeah, we know him very well. B, what about you? What's your most impressive?
I got to say the Chiefs game. And it's not because I don't think Josh Allen or the Bills performed poorly. I think they performed great. But a lot of people, including myself, so I'm going to call myself out, thought that Patrick Mahomes was probably going to have a little struggle with the offense, knowing that Tyreek wasn't there. And you kind of have this array of supporting cast he never had before in terms of receivers. Boy, did he shut me up and shut everyone else up. He went out there, balled out, getting the ball out of everywhere. C.H. Eclair was a great running back during the game. I don't think I've seen him perform like that at all in the NFL so far. So the run game was strong. The passing game was strong. Even their defense. And I was thinking their defense was a little suspect. So I got to say, passing, rushing, defense, Chiefs got it going on. So everything I said in the preseason, I'm saying, Mahomes could take 3-4 games to kind of figure out what's going on and then go beat himself. No, he figured it out in the offseason. But Mahomes is Mahomes already.
Yeah.
Homeboy.
I got to go with the Vikings. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings said no more being second fiddle. He's putting his name out there for MVP talks. I mean, I know he threw the ball basically just to Justin Jefferson, but I mean, they played a hell of a game, and nobody thought Aaron Rodgers was going to look that. I mean, we thought he was going to look bad without Adams, but not that bad. He looked pitiful. So I got to go with the Vikings. The Vikings look great. So on the other hand, we got the most disappointing. V, I'll start with you. What team was disappointing this week?
So this is a hard one because half of me wants to say ourselves, the Texans, because we didn't win, but then we also did a great job in the first 3 quarters. I don't know. We're going to talk about the game, but I'm actually not going to say. I'm not going to actually say us. I'm actually going to say the most disappointing game was the Titans. Frankly, they were being talked up to be a Super Bowl level team, and they did not play well at all. Now, I do think it's interesting that they use Hillard a lot as a receiving back. Obviously with the loss of AJ Brown and stuff, they had to make some changes. So that was interesting to see. But basically, I did not see them coming out there. I mean, this is not just coming down to a field goal. The Giants beat the Titans because they had a strong run game. Their defense wasn't that great, but their offense was decent overall. Danny Jones is beating Tannehill. I think that says a lot. I think that was disappointing, not just for Titans fans, but I think that anyone that thought the Titans can actually be a threat this year, I think that's a little concerning for them anyway.
Amobi, what about you? What was your most disappointing team?
Probably I'd say the 49ers.
Okay.
Yeah, I expected a better output against the Bears, even though Bears are my second favorite team. I don't know. I really want to see Trey Lance do good, but I don't know, man. It's still early. So, but I expected a better, just play from them, especially week 1, trying to, prove a lot of doubters wrong, and Debo got to be thinking some kind of way out there.
Yeah, and that playing condition, man, that had to be tough. I mean, it was like a monsoon over there.
And then he didn't have Kittle either. So I think when Kittle, if he had Kittle, he had that, that security blanket for the tight end where you can dump the ball to whenever everybody's not open, and Kittle's pretty good. So I think that really hurt. But I would say they were my most disappointing.
Okay, Crenshaw, what about you? Speak to me, brother.
Most disappointing Arizona Cardinals, man.
Oh,
yeah. They look terrible, man. It was 37-7 going to the fourth quarter. Then they got some
they need
bullshit. Yeah, bullshit touchdown. Yeah, they need D-Hop. Kyler Murray is like he got the contract and forgot to be a quarterback. So they was terrible.
Maybe he's not watching enough game film.
That too. But I think if they continue down this road, Cliff's going to be fired after this year because they're going to blame him. They're going to need a scapegoat. But I mean, they play horrible, man. I mean, 37-7 going into the fourth quarter. 37-7.
Yeah, that's bad.
I'm glad you brought up the Cardinals. I seen a stat that was pretty crazy. They said that you just said his name, Kyle Murray. His stats drop really bad when it's double XP for that Call of Duty Warzone. So every weekend that they have a Call of Duty Warzone double XP event, his stats go down. So I mean, he don't watch, he don't watch game footage, so he might be playing some Call of Duty. Who knows? He trying to get that second career going, I guess. But
I don't blame him. What they paying these guys to play video games nowadays? You might be looking at that as a second career.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I have to go with the Las Vegas Raiders. Almost called them Oakland Raiders, but the Raiders. Man, I thought they were going to be the second in the division, and they just got torched. Y'all know how I feel about Derek Carr. I think he's a very underrated quarterback. He just looked very subpar. I think he threw 4 interceptions. When Devontae Adams has over 100 yards, I don't see how he doesn't get a touchdown, and you don't score more than 14 points. So I thought that was a little disappointing. I thought it was going to be a better outcome, but that's how it is. Anything else, guys? Before we move on from.
Well, I'll just add one more thing to the Raiders game. That game was 100% on Carr. It was the only reason why they lost is because seriously, it's turning the ball over. I mean, he was losing the ball in the end zone. So I mean, when you're throwing interceptions when you're on the 10 and you're doing that consistently, you're not winning this game. I mean, it was completely on him.
Well, I agree with you, but that Chargers defense did get 10 times better. I mean, they added the pieces they needed. So, I mean, that was a very big variable. But
I'm gonna add some too. It was a lot of sloppy playing as well from offensive linemen, quarterbacks. Like Joe Burrow had 4 interceptions. So I'm asking this question to Moby: how important is preseason? Because a lot of these guys are playing preseason. Right. So how important is preseason for a player?
For the vets, I don't think it's that important. I really don't think. I think first, second, maybe third year players, yeah, it's kind of big for them. But I think players but by third year and up, I don't really think I think the practices against other teams are probably even more beneficial than the actual games.
Okay. So what do you think about the cut of the fourth game? They went to 3 games instead of 4. You think that hurts, or you think it really doesn't matter?
Honestly, I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Yeah, I think either 3 or 4. I think that's a good, like, either or works for me. But more than 2.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, guys, let's come to what we're here for. Colts at Texans. We didn't win, but we didn't lose. We tied 20-20. I know it's not the outcome, but I want to say this to all Texans fans. Like, we were predicted to lose 35-10, 42-21. Like, we were predicted to get blown out. So to go up against a top 10 defense and score 20 points in the first half and go in the half 20-3 is a very good accomplishment, especially with a young team. So, guys, quit pulling your hair out and saying Kyle McNair needs to sell the team because it's not his team to sell. But just relax, guys. So, I'm going to start off with our guy, BT. What was your thoughts of the game?
So, I think that you said it at first that, the fact that we were able to put 20 points up is an accomplishment, frankly. Last year, it was something like 61-3 over the course of 2 games. All we were able to do is put up a field goal over 2 games. So putting up points was obviously a plus. But frankly, the bigger thing was keeping them to 20. Our defense really rocked out. Jalen Petey was all over the place. We got multiple sacks. I think our defense is actually strong. The play that Stingley made against Pierce in the end zone, I think I've watched that at least 20 times. I mean, just feed more of that into my veins. I think that is the stuff that I really love seeing. If I'm going to talk about the problems, because obviously Texans fans want to hear like what went wrong, right? So we had 3 quarters of pretty good play. What happened, in my opinion, was after the fumble, it all went downhill. First of all, that fumble was a BS fumble. He was down. It should never have been called a fumble at all. So that was an issue. But when you have Tunsil giving up a sack, Howard giving up a sack, and then you have Justin Britt, who can't block really at all day long. When they were asking to run block, he looked lost. He was getting beat every single time. Our offensive line was good for 3 quarters. You add in the issues with Tunsil, Howard, and then Britt as well, and the O-line kind of gave up. Then the defense, because we were out there so long, we weren't able to actually get the run game going. We only had Kenyon Green out there for about half the game too. So we weren't able to get Rex going. We weren't able to get Pierce going. Rex only had 2.9 yards per carry, but Pierce only had 3 yards per carry. So it wasn't just the fact that we didn't put Pierce out. We weren't opening up the lanes at all the whole game. And because of that, we weren't able to win the time of possession. That meant the defense was gassed, and we had the same problem that we had last year, frankly, where defense was good, but we kept them out of the field, and we need them for that fourth quarter. They weren't there, and so we had what we had, which is we collapsed in the fourth quarter and in OT.
Crenshaw, what you got? You got your spicy hot Cheetos out? You can get spicy with it.
Oh man, it's gonna piggyback off what VT said. We looked like last year. Defense played good, didn't get gassed out. Like you said, once he fumbled, I feel like Mills in his head, he wasn't the same quarterback. He was more timid. He was scared. I think from that fumble to the end of regulation overtime, we're gonna have like 12 yards total of offense, 1 first down. That's unacceptable. Man, what's that? 20 minutes, I think, 21 minutes that went by. That's unacceptable. So I'm gonna put the blame on Mills. I'm gonna put the blame on Pep, and I'm gonna put the blame on Lovey, because that second down and third down call, before we could have kicked the field goal, but we ended up did we kick a field goal? We punted on that fourth down. Yeah, we punted.
We took a penalty and we punted.
Yeah, that was a bad play. They should have put Pierce in the game. So it was a lot of blame. I can't really blame defense because they did what they did. And Amobi, as a defender, you guys get tired. Especially if you out there like, damn, come on, man. Can you at least get a drive going? Let me get some Gatorade or something. So, but the game was good. The game was good. I mean, we tied. We didn't lose. We still undefeated if you come to preseason. So, hey, I take it. I mean, hell, we could go 0-17. I take that all year. So, hey, it is what it is. But just hopefully, this coming up week, we run the ball more. We play better all the way around. Special teams. I mean, they fumbled the ball. We missed the field goal. It's like the coach gave us the game, but like, nah, we don't want it. Y'all
hit the ball out of bounds twice.
Out of bounds twice. I mean, like, yeah. Look, okay, so we started from the 40 twice, and we still only got 12 damn yards. Like, what the hell is going on? 12 yards. That's crazy. But other than that, that's all I got, man.
All right. Well, Mr. Okoye, you've been there. You've been overtime. You know the pressure. Talk to me. What do you thought of the game?
I mean, defensively, they the first 3 quarters they were balling out. You can tell there was a Lovie Smith team, especially the way playing for him in Chicago, and just watching it, I could tell. Offensively, I want to blame it on the first, but as the first regular season game. Preseason is preseason, but the fact that Mills didn't throw any picks, I like that. I really like that. The turnover battle. Since we won the turnover battle because we had the pick.
And the
Um,
pick, and we had a couple
And
fumbles. too.
and the fumble recoveries.
so overall, it's they got a lot of good stuff to watch on film the next day. So now it's all about going to capitalizing off of it, and next time getting a win and not tying. So yeah, I like the outing. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, grading the offense, I'll give him a 7.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to build off of. Obviously, it was a great addition picking up OJ Howard.
Oh, great. Yeah, great
Yeah,
pickup.
Yeah.
so, yeah. Now we just got to capitalize off of that and just keep it rolling.
Right. Well,
Hey, so
go
Moby,
ahead.
so like when you go to overtime and you go to overtime all the way to the buzzer, how do your body feel from an overtime game compared to 4 quarters game?
Oh, it feels extra usage.
Extra tired, huh?
Yeah, so the amount of time you would have spent in recovery, you got to add much more to that because of the overtime. Because in overtime, you actually, you exert more energy because
Yeah.
you trying to win and get this over with. So yeah, it's a lot more goes into the recovery process after the game for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and I got another question. Why do you think the defensive line not getting any push? What do you think what they doing wrong? Because you're a lineman, so what do you think they're doing wrong? Because they're not getting no push at all, man. Because
Well,
it's nowhere in hell Owens and Petrie should have that many damn tackles. Because the front seven should get them guys, but they're getting way back there. So what's going on right there?
Well, I would think I have to say it's more because of Lovey's style of defense is a penetrating defense. He wants the D lineman kind of attack it. So I don't necessarily see that getting any. It's not more of a trying to like power. You're trying to finesse and get through in a sense, and to shoot through the gap and setting edges. So that's kind of why I would say there's no push. There's no push.
And plus, I mean, yeah, I think the Colts O line is still top 5. I mean, we didn't play no slouches either.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, they that Nelson kid is definitely a Pro Bowler for a reason. I think the Nelson,
Mhm.
the offensive lineman, is
Yeah,
it
Quentin
Nelson?
Nelson.
the guard.
Yeah, he's a guard.
Right,
Yeah.
Ryan Kelly, he's an All Pro, and Braden Smith is All Pro. I think the only one that's not a All Pro is the Pryor in the left tackle.
Mm.
And you
That's
see,
why. I mean, the running back, he's heck of good and ran for all them yards last year, but the line has something to do with it too.
Oh yeah, of course.
What's the offensive line? The running backs?
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
I'm not saying we shut him down, but we slowed him down in the first half. I think he only had like what 50 yards in the first half.
Yeah, defensively, they
about
did a pretty
75.
good job on him the first half, even all the way a little bit towards the third quarter as well. But
And the fourth quarter and overtime is where he got most of his yardage. Thank God Frank.
that's what he's good for though too, because he can keep going towards the latter stages of the game.
Yeah.
Compared to
And that's how I understand how they didn't win, because in the fourth quarter overtime, he was getting 5-6 yards before he got touched. They should have kept beating that play up.
Yeah, that's
I
why
don't know what the hell
thank
I don't know
God.
what the hell Frank was doing.
I'm glad they didn't.
Right. That's
I don't know what they was doing, man.
Well, I gotta say, my take of the game was I kind of agree with Crenshaw about everything, but I kind of don't think it's a Mills. Mills is still a second year quarterback. We gotta remember that. But that play where he did lose the ball, speed was untouched. Came on his blind side. Tunzel, no, it wasn't Tunzel. Howard didn't see him, and it just lights out. And so I mean that's a hard ball to hold on to. City, you hold on to it. Yeah,
it's all coaching tape. They're gonna learn from it for sure.
Right. But I also from there, third quarter and on, I don't know what happened to the offensive line. They just like B said, they gave up sacks that they should have. Howard had was it back-to-back false starts? When Mills did get those 12 yards, when he was driving, he got those false starts, and there's a rhythm, and he got thrown off his rhythm.
Right.
I think defense-wise in the third quarter, I think Levy kind of went a little too conservative, kind of a little too prevent too fast. And my belief is once you go prevent, the only thing that's going to prevent you from winning. I'm not a big prevent guy. And the play calling, how you going to go run, pass like he did last year? It just, I mean, I know Mills did look a little lost. You're right, he did. But Cooks, they knew Cooks was his blanket, and they had him double, triple team. And who's you going to throw to? Nico Collins? OJ Howard wasn't out there. Chris Moore had some good catches, but what's that?
Did the stud linebacker for the Colts play? I don't think I saw him.
He was out.
And that's another reason why they should have ran the ball more.
Right. And that's another reason why they should have had OJ Howard out there more than 3 plays. Like he should have been your top tight end. Just have him match up with the linebacker all day and just eat. Because I mean, obviously you seen what happened in the red zone, 2 touchdowns. So I don't know why they didn't exploit that. And that, like you said, Crenshaw, that 3rd and 1, why you give it to Rex Burkhead when Pierce is known for yards after contact? Give him the ball.
They could have did that Jeff Driscoll Wildcat. Man, that surprised me. I didn't think they could have done that right there.
Yeah,
they could have did that play. They would have got a first down. I mean, anything but you gonna run up the middle with Justin Britt, and Justin Britt ain't get nobody push all game. So why would you run up the middle with him?
Well, and I agree with V too. Green and Cam, both of them were making some great blocks in the run game. So I don't know why you don't go towards the guard and the tackle pull, but that's why the coaches get paid more than I do. But I think it's more of a coaching than Davis Mills. But I can kind of see why they did that because it's a young team. They don't know how they're going to react in certain situations. So like Amobi said, it's time to hit the video. It's time to learn. It's time for the Broncos. So I'm not upset with it. I think it's a great game. Like everybody from the Texans is ready to sell on Mills. I think it's a great game. I think it's as a game to move on because he was the best quarterback from last year's draft. This week, everybody else didn't too good. So, Moby, this is the first time we get to talk to you since the whole Deshaun Watson and Davis Mills situation. Are you ready to give up on Davis Mills, or are you on ride with him a little bit longer?
No. He's just going to second year, and the last year I wouldn't even really count it because it was just the whole everything was just so. This is really, to me, this is really his rookie year.
Yeah. Well, and when you have more NFL starts than you do college starts, I mean that tells you how inexperienced he is. So.
Yeah, and they didn't. I don't think they didn't give him so much to be worried about. Like they kept his menu like small in my opinion from what I thought I saw. So I think that's only going to give him more confidence. You know, just building as the weeks go along. And I'm looking forward to seeing him really progress. I think he's level-headed and he can play kind of like pressure-free in a sense.
Well, you know Lovey, so I'll ask you a question. A lot of people are saying on Twitter and Facebook, they believe that that Lovey didn't believe in Mills, and that's why he didn't trust him. Do you think that's what, knowing Lovey, do you think that's what happened?
No, I don't think so. Because, I mean, I think just the way I saw the way Lovey handled in Chicago, Jesus
Rex
Christ.
Grossman?
No, not even Rex. After Rex.
The dude from Denver. The dude from Denver.
Cutler.
Yeah,
Jay Cutler.
The guy you don't like.
I would say I don't like him, but he
talk trash. He talk trash.
Of all the quarterbacks I had as teammates, he's probably the least favorite.
and Matt Saab is your favorite, right?
Say what?
Matt Saab's your favorite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Texans great.
Yeah, Schaub and Romo. To be honest with you, those two. Romo was a real good teammate as a quarterback. I won't lie.
I forgot you were on that Cowboys team. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The thing about Romo, I would say, even if you were there for a day or more than a day, you try to, at least try to get to know you somehow, some way.
I liked Romo as a quarterback. I thought the Texans should have tried to make a move after Saab for him, but
Yeah,
they did make a move.
Did they?
Yeah, they
there
made a
was a time
move.
when they were trying to get between. They were trying to. The rumors was trading him for JJ or something like that. I think I remember that.
I think it was Brian Cushing, was it not?
Cushing,
maybe.
Maybe it was Cushing.
They were trying to get him 2017, but he ended up went to broadcasting. He went to broadcasting.
That's
what happened.
I don't blame him.
What happened? That they traded Brock. They were trying to get Romo, so they didn't get
right.
Romo. Then that's when we traded up and got Deshaun.
That's
how that happened right there.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah, because we were one of the teams. You're right. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
we got him. Man, maybe things would have been a little different.
If we had him over Brock Osweiler, we would beat the Patriots that game easy. But going into next week, guys, we got the Texans going to Mild House Stadium. I'll start with you, Amobi. You played there. Tough with the altitude and the fans as well. What's your expectations for the Texans and predicaments of it?
Well, for sure they're gonna have to go in there like straight business because the Broncos and Russ, the way they lost the Monday night game, they're willing to do everything to get that taste out of their mouth, and we can't go in there like, okay, we don't have a loss yet, so we can't go in there relaxed at all because I just know the Broncos are gonna be, they might have more hunger. So we have to somehow match that or surpass that and go in there and don't even think about the altitude and just play your butts off.
All right. Well, what do you think? What's your prediction of the score if you have to say one?
I'm basing it off this past week, the way the Broncos played and having losing and wanting to get that taste off their mouth. I want the Texans to win. I really do, but I have a feeling the Broncos will have this one.
Okay. All right. Well, VT, what about you? What you got?
So, watching the game on Monday, what I'll say is I actually thought that I was actually kind of weirded out about what I saw. Their secondary didn't necessarily scare me. They did put up the pressure. So that is something we're definitely going to have to worry about because they can put on the pressure. But the secondary did not scare me. So here's what I would like to happen. I'm not saying it's going to.
And Justin Simmons is out too. So that's a plus.
That's true.
And I know.
Here's what I would do. One, put Stingley on an island. We saw a lot of times when we were playing the Colts that because they put them in zone, so much cover 2 zone, that basically Ryan was able to cover up right in the middle because we're playing zone, couldn't get to him quick enough, right? I want Stingley to play man. I think it's possible. I think you can even put Stingley and Nelson on man. And I know Lovey doesn't like to do that because you give up on explosive plays. I completely understand it. But I think that is something that you may want to do, is at least for Stingley and put everyone else in the zone, just put an island for himself. That I think we need to do. Number 2, I think we need to have Kenyon Green be out there essentially the whole game, not just half the game. And I think that we have to give Pierce more reps. Obviously, we cannot give him just 20 snaps like we did. We're going to have to give him way more than that. I think you got to trust him on his pass protection. If he misses it, the only way he's going to learn is if he's out there. So I want to see him out there. We do a couple of those things. We can actually win this game. As far as Mills is concerned, he's got to simply just keep his head in the game. Stop worrying about, I don't want to lose this job. I want him to play like he played last year, where when he was not handcuffed, he balled out. He's got to get out of his own head. He's got to get got to stop worrying about, like, oh, I fumbled this, I cost a game here, and just focus on this game, and that's it. Not about the rest of the season, this game. We've got a shot to actually win this game. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's going to be a blowout. I do think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I think we're looking at, 42-37 type of game. I don't think we're going to be in the 20s here. I think this is going to be a high-scoring affair. I think Russell Wilson is going to be balling out like crazy. He's going to try, and trust me, I'm gonna say I want to keep every receiver cut. Like, I don't want him to get anything, but that's not going to happen. Russell Wilson will find a way. So I do think this is going to be a high scoring. I'm hoping, and I think we do have the possibility with Brandon Cooks keeping OJ Howard out there, that I think that we can produce, especially if we use Pierce as I want to use him as that red zone threat. He can literally be that goal line threat to rush in those yards when we're 10-5 out. Like, we're 5 yards out. It's Pierce time. Let's go.
Got you. Crenshaw, what about you, brother? Come on.
Did you say 42-37?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Hey, MJD has us losing 42-10, so he's not far off. But yeah.
Okay. Damn. 42-37. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go straight to it. I think we lose the game. I think it's going to be 20-10. I don't think we're gonna get past 10 points. Even though VT said the secondary don't scare him, and yes, Simmons out, but they still got good cornerbacks. I think Surtain is going to lock up Cooks, and I think Roby is going to lock up whoever he needs to lock up.
I thought Roby was on the Saints.
I mean, what's Robbie? What's his name? Robbie? What's the cornerback name?
No, Roby's out. Roby is out there.
Yeah, Roby, right?
Is on the
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he's gonna lock up Nico, whoever's on the other side, and their defensive line is gonna get a good.
Kareem's gonna be wanting to ball out too because it's playing.
Kareem's definitely exactly. He definitely want to go to hit. He's gonna hit somebody. Somebody's gonna get hit. He's gonna get a flag that game. Yeah. So I think, and then I don't know if Mills ever played in Denver. In college, I don't know if Stanford plays Colorado State. I don't know if So I don't know if that's gonna affect him as well.
I think Colorado is a Pac-12 team, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, so I don't know if he played over there. So it's a lot to actually play there. So I don't think we're gonna do good, man. I think our offense is gonna look worse. I think our offense is gonna look worse than what it looked on Sunday, man. They say they're gonna run the ball on Pierce more. I think that's BS. I think they're just talking on that right there. So 20-10, and we're gonna come back next week, be like, what the hell happened to this team?
Okay, I'm gonna be the difference maker. Or I'm gonna say we actually pulled off the win. It's gonna be a close win. It's gonna be like 13-10 win. I think our defense is way better than Seattle's defense, and they made Russell Wilson kind of look average. I mean,
they was at home. It was at home though.
I get that, but I mean, this is Russell Wilson's first home game. I mean, actual game at Denver. So I mean, he's not used to it either. Yeah, he's played there before, but playing there once a year versus 8 other games is a little different. So I think we're gonna win. I think Mills is gonna be. I don't think he's gonna do as good as he did Sunday. I think he throws his first interception of the year. I only think he throws one, but I think Pierce. Hopefully, Pierce does get the carries. I kind of with you, Crenshaw. I think they're just kind of making us happy because that's what we want. But I think it's gonna be Burkhead. But the carries Pierce does get, I think he is gonna make him matter. So that way he can kind of say, hey, this is the reason why I should be the starter. So I say like 13-10, a low scoring game. Ain't no 40-37 game.
Man, if it's 42-37, man, we gotta give VT. We gotta ask you for the lottery numbers or something.
Right,
Man,
for real.
God,
For real. Okay, guys. Well, this is one of our favorites. So before we go, what's your hot take of the game? I'll start with you, VT. What is your hot take of the game?
Well, apparently the score that I'm predicting is a hot take itself.
Yeah, Mills better throw for 4 or 5 touchdowns at least.
Obviously, I'm hoping some of them are rushing TDs, but honestly, I'm going to stand by it because I really do think that it's going to be a high scoring affair. I mean, that's how I'm seeing it. And here's my real hot take then, because this is what Mills said during the press conference today. We will see Mills with at least a 6 or 7 yard run. He said that he wants to start using his legs. By the way, does everyone know that he ran a faster 40 time than Deshaun Watson? He just doesn't show it on the field for whatever reason. So the dude has the talent. We don't need Driscoll out there, honestly, to run. Mills can actually do it. We saw some of that last year. Not a lot, but we saw a little bit. Then if you remember, the only rushing touchdown that he had was pulled back by Farrah Brown. So my real hot take, Mills is going to show his legs this week.
Okay. Amobi, I'll shoot it to you. What you got? What's your hot take of the game?
I think what's name's gonna fall out? Kareem.
Okay, Kareem Jackson is gonna ball out.
I think he's gonna have a personal vendetta against going against the Texans, and I think he's gonna ball out. That'll be my hot take.
Okay, all right. Crenshaw, speak to me, brother. What's your hot take?
My hot take: Russell Wilson throws a pick 6 to Stingley.
All right. My hot take: I am going to ride the hot horse, and that's Jerry Hughes. I think he's going to have another 2-sack game. He's not going to get an interception, but I think he's going to. I think their offensive line is not as good as the Colts, so I think he's going to. I think he's
that'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be real good.
That dude was just a beast Sunday, so hopefully he gets it done. Well, guys, it was a great episode. Amobi, again, thank you for coming on. Tell everybody where we can find you and what kind of projects you have going on. That way we can help support you.
Sure. On Instagram, Amobi Okoye 91, and Facebook. Twitter is down right now, but those two, and same thing on that's as far as Twitter goes. So you can find me on IG, you can find me on Foundation on Facebook, Amobi Okoye Foundation. So yep.
All right, definitely check you out. Crenshaw, tell all these mad Texan Twitter fans where you can find you.
Fifth Ward Crenshaw. I'm on all platforms.
Oh, all platforms now. Oh, all right.
All platforms, everything.
All right, VT, tell us what you got.
You can find me on Twitter at Brown Chubby Bear. If you're a Redditor, Chubby Brown Bear. Those are the two platforms that I'm on. If I'm not hosting a space, I'm co-hosting or I'm least speaking. So come and find me. I want to hear what you got to say. And then go to the website, TexasFanBattle.com. We've got articles there as well as all these videos that you can look back and watch the old ones as well.
And you can find me at A1 Day 1 Texans. I almost forgot my own thing. A1 Day 1 Texans.
You pause on that.
Right. A1 Day 1 Texans. Of course, you can find the Texan Fan Battle podcast at every major streaming service. And guys, if you don't know, we have been our network, the Fan Battle Network, has been sponsored by Manscaped. So if you enter the code Fan Battle, all one word, you get 20% off and free shipping. They have some amazing stuff. said last week, I've been trying. They got ball deodorant. Never knew they made ball deodorant, but I work in the kitchen. It's hot, sweaty in there. Sometimes I don't like them. Sometimes I don't like coming home. But man, ever since I used this ball deodorant, the old lady hasn't been disappointed. I haven't been disappointed. So, guys, make sure you check it out. Manscaped.com and promo code FanBattle. Who doesn't like free shipping and 20% off, especially with these prices these days. So getting a pair of boxers is almost as bad as getting some gas. So here you go.
Right.
So, but again, Moby, thank you again. We greatly appreciate you coming on. We're gonna have to do this again later down the road, especially when the Texans start winning.
Go Texans,
guys,
baby.
yes, sir, guys. Until next week, we'll see you then. Have a good night.
Go Texans.